Are you tired of gum that loses its flavor 3 seconds after you start chewing?
I am!
Are you annoyed that you feel pressured to keep that tasteless piece of polyisobutylene in your mouth to keep that so-called friend of yours that offered it happy in the fake knowledge that it's providing a satisfactory amount of time of flavored-filled felicity?
I mean, you're not supposed to say that out loud.
Then look no further and try Band-Maid's Matchless Gum!
Matchless gum?
Matchless Gum!
Matchless gum?
Matchless Gum!
Matchless gum?
Matchless Gum!
Well, what makes this gum so matchless?
I thought you'd never ask.
Okay.
Unlike other gum that has a burst of flavor and seconds later loses all taste, Matchless Gum lasts literally forever, even to the afterlife.
Oh, so like Wonka's magic chewing gum.
We don't make crappy gum that turns people into blueberries. I still seek revenge on him for that.
So I'll be okay with this gum, right?
Okay? Okay? Matchless Gum is the one and only gum that will take you higher and thrill your ooh parts with the onset of a chemical reaction, leaving you screaming and smiling with a sense that you're in a wonderland of glory.
Well, that was awkward.
If you're depressed, it'll give you the desire to carry on living.
That sounds like an antidepressant.
It'll leave you flying high.
Is this FDA approved?
Alive or dead, you'll still be testing its honey-rich flavor. You don't have to decide, but...
Can we just end this, please?
Matchless Gum! Order today.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. This channel is called Jake of All Trades, and I had a few decisions to chew over this week. And one of them, if you noticed, I kind of dialed back some of the content this week and said this is my only video coming up, just because I am officially on my very, very short summer vacation because I was doing summer school. So I've decided to kind of roll back a little bit this week, just let myself breathe a little, but still wanted to get this one out for you guys. And I also had a decision to chew over in terms of which Band-Maid song I was going to be checking out this week. And it turns out, if you haven't guessed already, was
Matchless Gum!
And I'm going to be doing both the studio version as well as the live version for this. I think it's going to be the Studio Coast one if I've got the correct one pulled up. I sure hope I do. The first time I heard the song name in the comments from you guys, like I originally thought the song, there was two separate songs, one called Matchless and one called Gum, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting, a song called Gum. And then it was only later on, admittedly, that I found out that it was Matchless Gum, so I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to put those two together. Yeah, a little bit of an embarrassing thing from early on. Hey, I'm a new fan. I'm still learning. So, and then I was also debating whether or not I should just like be chewing gum for this one, just because. But I figured that would get pretty obnoxious pretty fast, so I decided just to save any gum jokes for the intro. So, and one other thing about this too was that I am very, very intrigued by the name because it is a very strange title. Definitely not one I've seen before. Sometimes you see bands with different, like the same song title or similar song titles between different bands, and I've not seen anything matching this one. So, okay, so many cringy jokes today, but gotta do it. So anyway, I want to give a shout out to everyone who suggested Matchless Gum. I had 60 votes for this one. Not a lot of hyper commenting, like little bits here and there, but not like as crazy as it's been on some of the other ones. So shout out to everyone who suggested this. We have BM for Life with 3 votes, Curtis R. Robles with 4 votes, Davey Boyd, Gary Holloway, Jeff B5 with 2 votes, Greg and Kelly's Mad World with 9 votes, Greylock 100 with, more than I thought, 18 votes, JK Kansas Band with 6 votes. P&D Squared, who I will also be doing the studio version. I'll be checking out his collage, so that'll be fun. I like the last one too. Parker with 5 votes. Farron, 2 Sand Crabs, 5 Snow Dogs, Tef Physics, and Wayne Benedict. So thank you guys for suggesting this one. I am really, really intrigued by what a song called Matchless Gum is going to sound like. That it's just such an odd title. So without any further ado, let's get into the... I was going to say music video, but there's no actual music video. I meant studio version, which I guess the music video is the collage. So we're going to get into the collage. Okay, here we go. Matchless Gum photo collage on P&D Squared's YouTube channel, which I will link in the description below. Here we go. B-side.
The guitar sounds lower tuned.
Got some fun chord progressions already. Nice little floaty. Lisa's bass is very prominent in the mix here. Some of these pictures look like they're on like some really small stages. Huh. That's really interesting. Konami is nuts. Nice little section here. I like how that picked up. Love that high note there. What's better than one Konami solo? 2 Konami solos. Okay, so now we're going to get into the live version. Without any further ado, let's get started. Oh, I can't hear a thing. Why can't I hear a thing? That's weird. Hold on. Did I screw up the volume or something? There we go. Sounds like that's Konami doing that part. I'm liking the audio quality on this a little bit better. That octave intro riff is very catchy. Simple but catchy. Curious as to the tuning. Sounds lower. I wonder if the sound engineer put like something on to make that effect there. Jeez, Konami. Oh, I didn't notice the little synth thing before. Huh. Gosh, her solos are crazy good. Oh man, that was awesome. Okay, so let's get into the post-reaction analysis. Title card. Okay. Anyway, so in reacting to the studio version at first, I was a little bit like I wasn't sure if it was my computer that was like being weird or something, but like it just seemed like the audio quality wasn't as high as it could have been. Like Misa's bass was just like overwhelming and whatnot, and so I ended up I went back and I purchased the song on iTunes and then I listened to that, and the audio quality was definitely different, but again, I noticed that there were a lot of like clicks and stuff in the track, and when I went back and looked at the comments in P&D Squared's video, like on the photo collage video, like there was talking about like someone saying like the good track version much cleaner, something about like the other version had a bunch of background artifacts, and maybe that's what I was hearing like when I downloaded the track on iTunes. So I was kind of having a little bit of a difficult time trying to figure out like, okay, what should I be like what's the right thing here? Like, does the actual recording have like a bunch of like clicky artifacts in it, or is my computer just going crazy? And so like I was kind of going back and forth between the two versions. Like, yeah, the sound quality is definitely different in the collage, but the artifacts are in the iTunes, the one I downloaded off iTunes. So I'm kind of like, that's kind of interesting. So then like going into the live version, no artifacts, no lack of good sound quality. So definitely really like I have a preference towards the live version. then again, maybe my computer's screwing with me and I'm making an unfair assessment. Let me know in the comments if you guys notice the same thing, or if the heat's really getting to my brain and to my equipment. Please tell me. So anyway, I that intro riff, like Konami had the do 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 do, like it's so simple, but it's very memorable, and like that just goes to show that you don't need the most complicated thing in the world to have something that catches your brain. Sometimes it's the more simple things that that stick around with you. So that was something I liked about it. There are some really interesting moments where, like, the guitar would drop out, and then you just have Misa's bass and Akane's drumming, and it just continue to keep going with the rhythm, and it's like the guitar would kind of come in at almost seemingly random points, and so that was very attention grabbing as well. Something I noticed, and maybe again it was just the me being distracted by the sound quality in the studio versions, but I noticed the little synth come in like right before the final chorus, and it was just like, oh hey, that's really nice. That sounds really nice with the track. Other things about the track that I liked too were, I mean, obviously, what's better than one Konami solo? 2 Konami solos, and she riffs it in both of them, and just, it was so good. It puts a big smile on my face to hear those. Then another aspect I thought was kind of interesting is, like a lot of tracks will, before the final chorus, like have like a softer section, because it makes the final chorus sound so much bigger and grander. And so they did that with that, which is, fairly formulaic and whatnot, but, it's still effective. But I like how they progressed it without, what I would have expected there was kind of what they did in maybe some other Band-Maid songs, where, like, you have this clean section, and then you kind of have, like, the gradual build-in of the distorted guitar and the drums and the bass and stuff. But, like, it kind of just, like, went from the very slow, picking on the guitar, then the picking picked up and kept going, and that was kind of like your build-up. So it was like a very soft build-up, and then bam, chorus. So that was really neat too. So then I had to go back and listen for a second to try and pick out if there was anything else that I was missing that I wanted to talk about. So I did comment that I thought that the guitar sounded lower, and I tested it out on my trusty guitar back there, and it's in drop C sharp. So I'm like, oh yeah, I thought that sounded a little heavier, a little lower. So they did drop it a little bit as well. And one of the things I was noting was that chord progression during the verse. You start off with like the open 0 on the drop C sharp, thick string, 6th string on the guitar there, and then she goes up to a kind of an unusual interval. She goes up to a major 6th onto the 9th fret. So major 6th from that is a what? C sharp, G sharp to an A sharp. So she goes up to that A sharp on a 9, which is a little bit unusual for the way that the key sounded. It sounded like it was in a minor key. So typically when you've got like a drop tune guitar, so we'll stick with the drop C sharp there, you're generally on the guitar staying like in your if you're doing a power chord, you're like 0, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 12, but she went up to a 9. So I'm like, that sounded interesting. So I liked that little twist there. I also liked Psyche's like float up into her head voice during the chorus as well. So that was a nice little touch too. But that's all I can think of at the moment. One other thing, kind of going into the like after the second chorus, like you had that like kind of chop up vocal on Psyche's singing there. In the studio version, I wasn't expecting them to keep that into the live, but they did, and so I'm curious as to what they did there, because it looked like she was actually singing that and it was just choppy. And I can't imagine that she was like doing that naturally. So I don't know if like the sound engineer kind of like put on a certain effect at that point, or if it was part of like a backing track, or maybe she really is that good and like managed to like pop in and out in a very digital sounding way. So that was something that really caught me off guard. I didn't expect them to keep that aspect of the vocals in the live version. So, but that is all I can think of for now. If you haven't already liked the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications so that you don't miss anything going forward. Leave a vote in the comments below which Band-Maid song you'd like to see me do next, or if you have any suggestions for other bands. Leave those in the comments as well. And for future programming note, I am working on going back on a couple Band-Maid songs that I did not do a compare and contrast for. So like YOLO Instrumental Catharsis, the original version, as well as comparing and contrasting Real Existence, the music video with the live version, because I think I only did the live version before. So I'll be working on those compare and contrasts for the future. I've also got a long-awaited for some people. I'm going to be doing another baby metal song. Got Nemophila, as well as Hanabie. Oh, Love Bites, Thunder Vengeance. I'm going to be picking out my next Nightwish song soon. So lots of stuff coming up. I've got like 3 covers in the works. So, but I kind of just put those a little bit on the back burner just to give myself a little bit of a breather this week, since I'm finally on a week and a half summer vacation. so much time. So anyway, but anyway, leave a comment letting me know which song you'd like to see me do next. If you have any suggestions for vocal covers or guitar covers, leave those in the comments as well. Thank you to BM for Life and Jonas S for supporting me on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your support. That is all for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you, and rock on.